Most coaches fail. It's a really, really uncomfortable truth and a sad truth as well, because most coaches I see, coaching is their calling. It's the thing they've been put on this planet to do. It's the thing that makes them feel most alive. I certainly feel that, and I certainly know that coaching is my calling. Now, with that can become a lot of pressure, a lot of fear of failure. And today I'm going to share 5 principles that will ensure you're not one of the coaches that fails. And if you're new here, my name's Joel. I'm a business coach to heart-led coaches, and I help them become more powerful in their coaching and more profitable in their business. Now, before I share the 5 principles, let's get really clear as to the main reason that keeps coaches stuck or even leading to failure, and that is overthinking. See, it's a bit of a paradox with coaches because a lot of coaches are very self-aware, very reflective, and actually quite intelligent. Now, there's a danger to that, and the danger is overthinking and getting stuck in the mind. One of my superpowers is my ability to simplify things and take massive action in the face of fear. And a big reason that is my strength is because of these 5 principles I'm about to share with you. Now, the first principle that I really want you to embody is being a scientist. Now, my very first business was a food tech business, and I built it using a lean, agile methodology based around a book called The Lean Startup. And essentially, the essence of it is being a scientist. We developed the app and the business in 2-week sprints, where every 2 weeks we would focus on the biggest bottleneck, we'd run a test, then we'd reflect, review, and go again. And it meant that we were really agile and we failed fast, because the faster you can fail, the faster you get to the learnings. Now, I love this quote by Jeff Bezos, which really summarizes my point here. It says, outsized returns often come from betting against conventional wisdom, and conventional wisdom is usually right. Given a 10% chance of 100 times payoff, you should take that bet every time, but you're still going to be wrong 9 times out of 10. We all know that if we swing for the fences, you're going to strike out a lot, but you're also going to hit some home runs. The difference between baseball and business, however, is that baseball has a truncated outcome distribution. When you swing, no matter how well you connect with the ball, the most runs you can get is 4. In business, every once in a while, when you step up to the plate, you can score 1,000 runs. This long-tail distribution of returns is why it's important to be bold. Big winners pay for so many experiments. Now, this is why you need to adopt the mindset of being a scientist and really inviting in rapid failure. The thing that keeps coaches from failing fast is taking things personally and overthinking things. When you separate yourself though from the outcome and you see this for what it is, essentially a game, you are able to take faster action and fail fast. And what we're looking for in these tests is alignment. Alignment of what we're good at, what we can help people with, what people want help with, and what people will pay for. When you have that alignment, that is where the magic happens. But in the earlier days of your coaching business, you don't know where that alignment is. You don't know what your audience wants. So you need to test, you need to be bold, and you need to fail fast. With my very first coaching business, this is the mindset and approach that I adopted. So every week or 2, I would run tests and I would just observe and listen and really notice what people resonated with. Now, there was one week where my content exploded. I had like 70,000 impressions on LinkedIn, which was huge for me at the time. And I got a number of clients, loads of followers from that one post. And that post was about my 5 a.m. morning routine. So what I did was I doubled down on that, and I ran a hypothesis for about 2 weeks. And I said, look, let's just focus on my 5 a.m. morning routine with my content for the next 2 weeks and see how things pay out. And sure enough, the more I spoke about my 5 a.m. morning routine, the more my content grew, my audience grew, the more clients I made. So I then went and developed a product called the 5 a.m. Club, which went and got me 250 clients. And that led into my bigger program, which was called 63 Days to Personal Power. But I never would have got there if I tried to think my way there. You have to be bold, you have to fail, you have to be okay with falling flat on your face. But it's never about you. Do not take things personally. Failure is a good thing. Now, the second principle that I want you to embody is surrender to the outcome and go all in. Now, this is a principle that I live by, and really it's a formula for an incredible life, because what creates suffering is attachment to an outcome. I've been there, and it's not a way to live. When you adopt this mindset of surrendering to the outcome and going all in, you just do your best, and that's all you can do. I know that sounds corny and cliche, but it's true. Now, of course, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time, you can do better. You have more data, you have more inputs. But right now, all you can do is your absolute best. Now, one thing that keeps coaches from going all in is the fear of failure. What if I go all in and then I fail? It's scary, right? Because you don't want to go back to your corporate job. You don't want to go back to your previous career. And it's quite scary. So the safest bet sometimes is just to go half in, because then, if you fail, then it's the kind of effort. But let me tell you this, there is no other way to live, because sure, if you fail and you go half in, you're always left guessing. Is it the strategy or was it your effort? But when you go all in and you fail, you can rule out the strategy and you can move on to the next thing. There is no other way but to go all in. And that is my invitation to you. Now, my third principle is cultivating creative force. I truly believe we all have an incredible creative force inside of us. We all have an amazing ability to express and a unique expression. And in this world of building a coaching business, it's kind of our job to live as an inspiration, to cultivate this creative force and then get out of the way. I've seen personally that the smaller the gap between inspiration and execution, the better my content or creative output is. So that is my invite to you, is to build the habit of cultivating creative force and trusting that when you do that, there'll be a message, there will be some idea that will be unique to you. And your job is then to just get out of the way. So let me make this real for you. So what really works for me is a really unique balance of boredom, breathwork, and dance. So an hour a day, I sit out my balcony and I look out at the ocean and I just allow my mind to wander. What happens is I'll usually get onto something I feel really inspired by, and I'll just start to explore it and I'll let things percolate. I won't grab it at that time. I won't try and control it or manipulate it. I'll just let it be there. See if it stays, see if it moves. If it stays, I often then go into a bit of a breathwork and dance journey. And there's no intention to write a bit of content in my mind at that point. I've just seen that when I move into dance and breathwork, this idea tends to get clearer and it percolates and it simmers. And then I get to a point where something just lands. And in that moment, my job is just to get out of the way and trust my fingers, my mouth, allowing whatever comes through me. It is my job at that time to just trust, to let go, and to not try and control whatever comes out. And I've done this so many times now, and I've really seen that the more I trust this, the better my content gets, and the more in flow I feel, and the closer I am to my truth and the thing that I'm put on this planet to do. So there's a quote that's really helped me here, and it says, "It's easier to act your way into a new way of thinking than it is to think your way into a new way of acting." So this is my invite. Every day, cultivate this creative force, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's time in nature, maybe it's dance, maybe it's movement, maybe it's breathwork, maybe it's playing the hand drums, maybe it's playing the guitar. But as a coach, as a creator, as a leader, it is absolutely your priority to develop this creative force and then get out of the way. My fourth principle that I really want you to embody, and perhaps the most important, is the idea of be, do, have. We are conditioned to believe that the doing gets to the having and the having gets to the being. Or even once we have, then we'll do, then we'll be. I.e., once I have more money, once I have more confidence, then I'll do that thing, then I'll take more time off, and then I'll be happy and I'll be more relaxed. But of course, what you have is a result of who you are, your being, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotional home, and what you do. But the being fuels the doing, and the doing creates the having. But it all starts with who you are. Now, this works on a vibrational, spiritual level, and also a very practical level. When I am relaxed, when I am fluid, when I am joyful, when I'm peaceful, when I'm in flow, my doing is so much more effective. My creativity, the words flow, my coaching improves, absolutely everything improves. And of course, the doing, the action, is what creates the results. But it's your being that determines the quality of the doing. But also on a more vibrational level, we attract who we are. If we live in a state of abundance, of joy, of peace, of calm, that is what we will attract. That is why negative people attract negative things. This is the law of attraction, the law of vibration. So it's a very spiritual and vibrational thing, but also a very practical thing. So my invitation here is to ask yourself two questions. The first is, how would I be if I was already at my goal? How would I feel? How would I think? What would my day look like? And your invitation is to be that person now. I ask myself this question every 3 months. And the answer is always more playful, more joyful, more relaxed, more space. And every time I step into that, quality of my work improves, I become more magnetic, and I make more money. The second question you want to ask yourself is, who do I need to be to get to the having? What beliefs do I need to have? What actions do I need to take? What qualities do I need to have? What skills do I need to develop? Who do I need to be to get to the having? Answer those 2 questions and have the trust to become that person now. And that being, I promise you, will lead to the doing, and the doing will lead to the having. The 5th principle that I again really want you to embody is ask who, not how. See, coaches that struggle ask how. And as a society, we are kind of conditioned to focus on the how, because the how feels good. The how feels like we're in control. But the truth is, if you know how to do something, you're not actually setting a goal, you're setting a to-do list. Sure, it feels good. It feels like you're in control, but you're never going to make progress. When you set a goal, though, that you don't know how to get there, the question you need to ask is who? Who's been there? Who can help me? My goals, I have absolutely no idea how to get there, but I don't focus on the how, I focus on the who. I ask myself who has been there, and I go and invest in that person. I get them as a coach, I get them as a mentor, and I do their courses. And every time I do it, I'm left with more success, more clarity, and I reach the goal. It really isn't rocket science, I promise you this. But what keeps coaches from asking who, not how, is 1, an addiction to control. We are totally addicted to control. Again, how feels good. It feels like you're in control. But if you want a successful and fruitful life, you have to relinquish your addiction to control. You have to embrace mayhem. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing in life right now. I have no idea how I'm going to get to my goals. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but it is so much fun. It's so much fun. And this is how we create a really fulfilling life. We set a goal that is true to us, that we truly want, but we don't know how to get there. We ask who, but we also trust our own intuition. It's the balance of the insights, the learning, plus our intuition that will get us there, which is my invite to you. If you are already a coach that's maybe doing 1 to 3 to 5K per month, but everything feels like feast and famine, and you want to get to consistent 10K, 20K months, I know how to get that. That is one thing I do know. I don't know how to get to 100K months, which is why I'm investing in someone who has been there. But that is my invite to you. If you want to get to 10, 20K months, then message me collective on Instagram and we can brainstorm and plan together. If the plan resonates with you and excites you, then look, we can look at working together. If not, you can take the plan and run away with it and happy days. Or if that doesn't feel right, I have a free community where every month I turn up and I coach for free. Plus there is a course in there called Becoming Magnetic, which I would say most coaches would charge 5, 10 grand for. It even helped one client, Len, make 2 20K months in a row just from this course. So there's some absolute gold in there. But if you're not ready for any of that, that's totally cool too. I've got loads of other videos around this platform. Maybe this one up here would be a good one to watch. But either way, I would absolutely love to invite you to like this video, to comment on it, and to subscribe to my channel. This is a really new channel, and it will really help me in my mission to spread coaching as far and wide as possible, because I truly believe that coaching can change the world. But as I said at the start, most coaches fail because most coaches don't know how to do business. They don't know how to grow their business. That is something that I'm very good at, as well as coaching. So that is my gift to the world, say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one, and sending you all my love in the world. Bye for now.